If you have any stocks that are in play or technical setups you want me to talk about, put them in the chat. I may have time to get to a couple after I go through. All right, so we're gapping higher this morning. Got up to the failure area from yesterday. The sell-off yesterday was related to stuff going on in the Italian bonds. And we went to 68, 268 in the morning, caught a little bit of a bounce. I was off the desk for the retest. People did scoop up things right at the end of the day, probably anticipating that the sell-off was going to be a one-day wonder. They got that. But from a short-term trading standpoint, this is a good setup for us. You can short against this area here. If we fail and we start to hold below 270, we can see how much of a sell-off happens again. We want to start to see multiple closes really below 270 to start to believe that more of this move from 260 to 274 would be erased. We almost got to the midpoint yesterday from that low to that high, which was right around here. So let's. The other thing is, earnings season's over, but we get a few days after earnings season is over where a bunch of larger names report, and there continues to be good opportunity. It's usually like 1 or 2 days a week for kind of the 3 weeks after earnings winds down. And so we got another one of those days today with some big names reporting, which is nice. IWM. So IWM, you got that flush in the late morning. Came into, what was it, 160, 20-ish. Just was down there for a split second. I'm not sure if anyone tried to buy into that. But still showing relative strength to the SPYs. So this morning, gapping above 162. We had trouble the last few trading days, 162 and a quarter, 162.15 here, and then 162, almost a quarter right there. So 3 to 4 days, and then the stay in between was 162.15. So failure to hold above 162 and a quarter. Just bring this back into 161.50, excuse me, 161.50 to 162 and a quarter. This range right here. 163 and a quarter is the high. Double top. All right, so CRM. So CRM reacting very positively to news. They beat. They had a slight raise of guidance. I put on the notes that it's already up 30% this year. I didn't really see anything. You know, I try to judge each stock and each on its own merits based on longer term and short term technicals, how people are positioned coming to earnings, and then the news. And whereas I thought Momo is a pretty strong setup for more upside, I feel like this large gap can be sold. Now I know I got a couple of raised price targets from the analysts, but I could see this one failing up above the high here and then moving back into this area and kind of see. And anytime you have these situations where, you know, a momentum stock gaps higher and then you get the profit taking right in the open, if you're shorted from up here and then you kind of judge, you know, the prior high does it support here, if it actually slices right through strongly, then you look to short the pop and look for a bigger pull-in. But at a minimum, you look for that initial profit taking, which is common amongst momentum stocks that are gapping higher in the pre-market. So here we. After hours high was 133.70. That was the pre-market high as well. 131 to 131 and a quarter seems like the obvious spot. They're going to do profit taking right on the open, and you judge. If it comes into here and it quickly starts to hold above 132 and then steadily starts to grind higher, perhaps it will be stronger. That's not on the top of my list. Top of my list is failure at after hours high, pre-market high, flushes down, makes a lower high, and then comes in for a deeper pullback, and we'll see. So lower high there, 133.30. DKS. For those of you who are newer, just when you go into real time, just click on the calendar. But well, actually, once I update the morning game plan, there should be a drop down in real time. You can follow along. It shows the stocks I'm going to discuss. If something is on that list there, then it will be discussed. If you have anything that's not on the list and you think might be setting up good, then put it into the chat. So DKS. So the thing that stuck out there was, even though they only had a slight beat on earnings, they crushed the EPS. If you look at this thing, it came off from 60 all the way down to the mid-20s. And it seems like, just based on the reaction, that people were concerned about their margins. And so what happened was the revenue numbers they reported were fine, but they weren't anything that impressive. But they crushed EPS, which means their margins people are worried about that, and doesn't seem to be an issue. And so really the question becomes, can it break this pretty steep downtrend? Start to work its way up to $38 to $40 a share, where it was last year. So far it did get to 38. 48 would be the next major resistance point above that. %23 move in DKS is a lot. So profit taking, what do we have? I didn't have 35.50 was kind of my first support. So this is one of those where it's not a momentum stock. It's up so much that if right on the open it flashed down to here, I'd be looking to buy. I'd want to see it kind of start to consolidate above 36. And then I'd be looking to play it back up to the pre-market high. If it closes anywhere near the top of the range, kind of like Momo did yesterday, swing trade on the long side. It may be that it's not a momentum stock, so it's up so much, it may actually kind of sell off and then be in like $1 range or something like that and move sideways for a few days before setting itself up for the next move. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye on as well. Zooming in. We sold here at 38.15. Seller stepped down a little bit below 38. Right on the open, if it comes up here and there's a lot of, there's a seller right here, and they take that out with some momentum. You can play the momentum to the upside. Next one is Coors. I didn't think Coors was that bad. I mean, I guess they're on the conference call saying stuff now. For support, 64, 65. Here's the daily. This one ran up a lot from $30 back up to the 60s or even the 70s. Let's see. This had the big move off the lows, and then it's been in a consolidation since then. This is pretty steep. The February sell-off is this kind of bar right here. February market sell-off. So we're just in consolidation mode really from late January until now. I didn't really see enough to think that it would really crush it below this area right here where it's moving into right now. So I want to see if it gets bought into this and play back up to there. I think other people were thinking the same thing at 64, because it did bounce all the way up to 67. Now it's back down. 240,000 shares, over 10% of the daily volume of the market, so that's not insignificant. People are putting on real positions. And it'll probably trade between 5 and 10 million shares today, so relatively speaking, it's not a lot. Yeah, the way I look at this is to find some support between 64 and the pre-market low. If it gets above in 65, play for a bigger move into this area here where it topped out during the conference call. If it supports here and then only pops back up to like the high 64s, makes another lower high, that would not be good. DSW, this should be a little bit tighter spread and move a little bit less than the other ones I talked about. Here's the daily. On the numbers, slight beat, guidance slightly below. Just didn't seem like enough there to make it move that much. So in that case, any type of overshoot. Let's see here. Okay, so this is kind of what I highlighted in the game plan notes for the support area, 22.75 to 23. It's already bounced back up to 25, or I guess not a lot of volume, only 50,000 shares. So what do we have for resistance? 25, 60. Use 25 as the kind of the inflection on the open. You notice it's starting to hold above, bullish. It's starting to hold below. Play for here. Yeah, Coors is guiding down on their call right now, so it'll be interesting to see if it can go to a pre-market or after hours low. Just heard the news guys say they're guiding down for next quarter on their call. Not exactly collapsing. Somebody asked about this. Okay, so we got a small biotech for the day. You can see the news. Looks like it was just one of those. So it's one of those low floats that just went up yesterday, so people are chasing it today. I would use kind of 4. It's right now it's at 440 bid, but I would use 4. This is going to fail again. It was down at $1.67 yesterday, so it did sell off from $5 at the end of last year. So that's probably what people are targeting for the upside. This area right here. And buyers are definitely still in control. And vertical here, they hit it real quickly. Now it's getting a little bit compressed, which is good. Again, you'd want to see like kind of a failure up here. Then you play it back down to this area right here. And then if it's going to be, if it actually comes into this area here, it fails really to bounce back up and then starts to hold below $4, takes out this pre-market support, you could be looking at a move all the way to yesterday's afternoon support. But the trigger to flip positions is either a move right up with a quick pop to $4.80 to $5 in the open, and then a failure there, and then it's starting to hold below $4.50.
Hope you enjoyed that video. You can actually watch that video if you're subscribed to our Trader 90 before the market even opens. What stocks are in play? What levels in those stocks are important, and how we might go about attacking that stock. That's Steve Spencer, 20-year veteran trader, laying it out there every morning before the market even opens. A really, really powerful tool to to start your session off on the right foot. So right now we're offering a trial that you can take advantage of to access this meeting and other meetings throughout the day. We have a meeting at 11 a.m. Eastern where you can sit down with Mike Bellafiore and listen to him talk about what's going on during the morning session, what stocks were in play, what the best trade opportunities were, as well as maybe some things that we're looking at heading into the afternoon session. So I really encourage you to take advantage of that trial.